Morning, everyone. Today we're going to talk about red flags in a relationship. So here we go. If your date shows up riding a bicycle, if he doesn't live right around the block, then he's probably got a couple DUIs under his belt. Yeah, that's a big red flag. If he's living in his mother's basement or brother's basement or somebody's basement, if he's not building a house and waiting for the construction to end, that's a big red flag. If he's got expensive hobbies like a yacht or a lot of race cars and he spends all of his free time at the track, let me tell you, he ain't gonna have time for you. This has happened to me twice in 12 years. So I know one guy's spent like $80,000 on a Boss Hog, but he couldn't buy me a 69-cent washcloth. I could have bought my own washcloth, but still. So yeah, look for those. Look for those things. I'm gonna drink of water if I can get it out of the cup holder. Another red flag, please don't judge me by this one, is when you're sitting on the couch snuggling and you haven't been intimate yet, and he goes, you know, I got a really small pecker. That's when you should run out the door and don't come back, people. Just run out the door, because when a guy admits to having a small twig or tool, honey, it must be microscopic. This actually happened to me too. And that is the reason why the guys say that, is so that when you do see them naked, you don't gasp, because he's already given you a warning. The first time I saw this guy's works in the drawer, I actually looked up at God and said, why me? Why me? Okay. Or why him? So watch out for that one. If a guy says that, it's time. Unless he's a really good kisser. Now, I'll put that in there, because this guy was a really good kisser. I'm smelling mold. I'm smelling mold. That's not good. Maybe it's because I had that little leak. But I'm going to get it addressed tonight. So back to red flags. If a guy is sleeping with his dog, he's letting his dog poop all over the front porch, and he's not cleaning up, he's not being, responsible. I mean, I slept with all my dogs, not all 9 of them, but 1 or 2 of them. Let me tell you what, he's going to expect you to clean up after his dogs. This happened to me too. I couldn't believe he was letting his dogs poop all over his front porch, because he was too goddamn lazy to go out and take his dog for a walk. Yep, this really happened to me, people. Also, if a guy is giving you a massage and he's from behind you and he's like doing your back, and all of a sudden he says, I could take you right now. Honey, that's a guy that could definitely rape you. Clothes on or clothes off, it don't matter. And the minute a guy said that to me, these are also the guys that when they hug you, they won't let go because they want to feel your tits. Yeah. You want to run from that guy. Block him on every bit of social media. This happened to me too, people. And let's see, what's some other red flags? If he's on the dating sites and he's got sunglasses on every picture, I guarantee you he hasn't finished his divorce, or he's fooling around on his wife. Okay. Another thing is, if he's taking the shots far away and he's got 2 or 3 guys in the shot, you don't know who the hell you're dating. And this happened to me. The guy, I did not see him close up, and he had a freaking big wart right between his eyes. And I spent the whole date staring at his wart. It was very unnerving, very unnerving. Yeah, if you're on a date with the guy and he goes to the bathroom and he comes back all happy and hyped up with some white stuff around his nose, honey, you're dating somebody with a drug problem. Yeah, this happened to me, people. I actually said to him when he wanted a second date, I go, well, maybe you ought to get your issues fixed first. You know, never saw him again. If you're on a date with the guy and you're eating a Mexican food and you're, you know, throwing some refried beans in your mouth and the guy says, I have a colostomy bag. Honey, that's not good. He's not using discretion. Nothing bad about a colostomy bag, but let me tell you what, not while you're eating refried beans. Okay, all right. This guy also was blind in one eye and had a scar. I don't know. He had so many other issues. It was just awful. Now, I went on a date 2 years ago with this guy. This was my worst date ever. Okay. He's taking me to a nice restaurant in town, and he starts talking about how he could make women squirt. And I'm going, oh my God, it's only the second date. He's already talking about sex. And this guy was like, I call him the sweaty perv. He was sweating so much, I thought he was going to have a heart attack on me. Now, I kept asking him, do you have a medical condition? He swore him down he didn't, but let me tell you what, people. Yeah, if you are sweating, the only one in the room sweating, and your shirt is soaking wet, and everybody else is cool as a cucumber, yeah, he's got a problem. And then the same guy was talking about how he was watching ducks getting raped on the beach. This is not appropriate dinner conversation, people. And that should have been my, you know, I actually did block him for 7 days. And then I always give these guys a second chance. And of course, he was stalking me the next day. He was outside of my business, sitting in a chair. That's when we used to have chairs. And I just walked right past him. But then 7 days later, I got a couple calls from him, which I had blocked. And, but you can still go under your block calls and see what they have to say. And he was apologizing profusely. Oh, he was so wonderful. He said in a text and also in these videos, not videos, but voicemail, how he was going to be the utmost gentleman. And so then I felt bad for doing what I did and, you know, blocking him. So I invited him to go visit my brother at his cabin. Well, let me tell you what. The date ended up with him in the middle of the street in his underwear, and I am leaving him 4 hours away from his house. And I don't regret it one bit, because he was the worst date I've ever been on, and I've been on a lot of bad dates. I never heard a word from him. I'm telling you what, if there was a dating site, if there was a site, I'm sure there is, where you can talk about some of your bad dates or bad marriages, or, you know, I would definitely put him on this one. And a couple guys have made me cry the first time I was ever in their house. So if this happens, girls, honey, you got to just give it up. It ain't gonna work. The first time, this guy got mad at me because I did all of his laundry. And he shouted at me. I went in the bathroom and just tears running down my face. And finally he told me, after he apologized, he really wasn't sorry. He goes, oh, it's because my septic tank is only good for one person. Then why in the hell are you dating, and why are you engaged to me? You know, if you only got a septic tank for one person, evidently you're not supposed to do laundry, but very rarely at his house. Now, the second time the same thing happened, I was having to live with one of my boyfriends when my condo was flooded 10 times. I was freezing to death. It was around Christmas, and I turned up his heat to like 69. It was on like 67. I mean, I was shivering, and he cussed me out. He goes, "Do never, ever touch my thermostat. Well, come to find out, his thermostat was 12, not his thermostat, but his heating unit was 12 years old. It was ready to just blow, and he didn't have the money to get a new one. And he screamed at me, and I go, oh my God, but I was stupid enough to hang around him. Oh my God. So, let's see, another one. Another red flag. It's when he keeps forgetting his wallet. Or he goes to the bathroom when the bill comes. Especially if he's ordered lobster or something and, leaves you with the frickin' bill. If a guy asks you out for dinner and he doesn't order dinner and doesn't see to it that you are fed, this happened to me, and he apologized profusely. He goes, oh, I'm sorry, I was just mesmerized by your beauty and all this bullshit. He got on my Facebook and apologized and said, I will do anything to have you back, and if you go see me again. And my brother commented to him saying, you have no spine, you're not a man, what the hell is wrong with you, begging my big sister for a second date? She better the hell not date you. Yeah, because my brother does look out for me. Okay. So, let's see. I'm sure there's plenty more red flags. Oh. Well, I think that's enough for today. I will bid adieu. Bye-bye.